Good morning, everyone. I just thought I'd do a video update. I haven't been updating my blog or the YouTube channel lately, and I thought I would do that this morning. So, good morning to you. So, I thought maybe I'd do the outside of the boat first, since I am now to the point where I've turned the hull over. I think that was my last video. And I've been working inside a fair bit. A couple things done, but maybe we'll start on the outside. So as we take a look at the boat, it actually looks like a vessel now that could float. It's looking pretty cool. I like the lines. So one thing that my family and friends have been doing lately, we've been trying to sort out what the name of the boat could be. So we have a whole list of names here. We have it on the wall, kind of, and we've been adding to it as we think of the names. One that's kind of stuck out with me is Fling, My Little Fling. So, and then the other one that I thought was kind of clever, my wife came up with. It says some assembly required, which I thought was pretty cool as well. So as before we get inside, I'll actually just kind of show you around the boat a little bit. So you can see the stern there, obviously. Needs, I'm probably about 80% of the way there in terms of filler and whatnot, squared edge on the stern. I have a few pieces kicking around outside, one of which is actually the deck area for the bow, so that'll go cover up the bow area. It's already pre-cut, ready to go, but I don't want to put that on just yet. I want to do everything inside first. That's my plan, is to get everything done inside, and then put the deck on basically last. Another little piece sitting out here is actually the V-berth little cover. I reinforced it because I only used 6mm plywood, and actually it's really strong, super light and nice and strong. So I'll set that there. Let's take a look inside in the V-berth area. So the last couple photos that I've taken was way up here in the crash box area. That is all done. The crash box is filled with foam, and what I decided to do is leave this one little spot accessible for right now. Later on down the road, if I need to, I will seal that little cover up, and that could be all filled with foam if I want to. And yeah, I mean, if I do an extreme race at some point, maybe I could put a little bulkhead covering this whole area, and maybe this whole thing gets filled with foam. I don't know. But for right now, that works out well. It gives me a little bit of storage in this area just forward of frame E. I have reinforced the deck area in way of where my cleats are going to go, and also this piece of plywood would pick up the front side of the bow pulpit. I think the stern piece would be right in here, so maybe I'll just put another little plate underneath here afterwards, but I thought I'd put all this stuff in there now. It's easier to do while I can access the top of this. Bottom side's already pre-coated with epoxy, 3 layers, 3 coats of epoxy. Basically the whole inside of the V-berth area has been coated with 3 coats of epoxy. All the decking's done, and the only thing I have to do in this area is to fillet some of the plywood areas, because I'm building by hand, not by a kit. So I'm putting in all these pieces after I put the frames up on the jig. So if we look a little bit more towards the aft end, I'll switch my spot here and go back there. One thing I thought, I saw this on a couple other boats, is I wanted to keep this area here nice and clear. I may not put in that piece in terms of the little decking area or the complete bunk. If I'm racing or whatever, then I can at least stand in there, and I can stand and you know, be doing something with the sails, maybe a sail change or something like that. Just leaves that area wide open so I can step and walk right through. The cutout is obviously there for the watertight hatch that's going to go in there. Right now it's just sort of set in there from the aft side. We'll sort that one out a little bit later. So maybe I'll move into the salon area, which is over here. And a fair bit of work has been going on in here in the last couple of days. I got the bunk sides cut out. Again, I'm building by hand, so I had to cut all these by hand, which actually wasn't a big deal. Everything's all set up there. Actually, today I'm going to be starting to set them in place and get things all straightened around with the bunks. And that leaves me with some area for a galley and chart table and sorting out where I'm going to put my electrical and a few things like that. Because what I want to do is have all those cabinetry, all the, call it the nav station, and the electrical box and all that kind of stuff all completed inside, all epoxy coated, you know, 2 or 3 coats all over, and then be putting the deck on. I don't really want to be working inside of here with the deck on for the most part. There'll be things I need to finish up, but I want to try and get all that done beforehand. So I think I'm going to take Don's idea, or maybe it was Peter's, I'm not sure, but I think I will cut a small hole in here, make this accessible, and a little bit of storage back in here, try and utilize the space the best I can. So there's been a couple of things on the builder's blog. I cut my opening for the companionway. Right now it's fitted for a 70, Lumar 70 centimeter hatch. This might change, I don't know. I've been just kind of mocking things up. Put a little seat there and trying to sort out whether that's going to be on the inside or the outside. A little bit of conversation there, but I still need to do quite a bit of work inside, so I can sort that out a little bit later. In the cockpit area, it's a big mess, but I guess you got to crack a few eggs to make an omelet. So that's what's happening. There's a lot of cracked eggs going on, so there's lots of mess, lots of stuff going on. I put a 2x4 in the bottom of the cockpit there just to stand on, to kind of get a feel for what the heights would be in terms of this little seat, and just mocking things up as I work aft. So I started up in the bow, finishing, working my way back. That way I don't have to keep going in there and stepping all over the nice epoxy. So I don't know if there's much else. I think that's kind of where I'm at. Definitely having a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of work, a lot of hours, but it's all part of the process. So I think it's coming together very well. I'm learning a lot, and the community is pretty cool. They're all very supportive, and the help from them and Don, things are working out quite well. Thanks, guys. Bye for now.